Hello everyone, hope you are all doing great. This video is actually, I was thinking, so after my recent post share on LinkedIn about Microsoft certification and exams roadmap, and I saw a great impression on the post, and also I got many questions about different kind of exams and certifications. How can I start? How do I need to design my learning path? And so, especially recently in the past several months, we had a few learning and career path sessions online, and then we try to record them and put in Microsoft Learning rooms, which I will be trying to share the link for the learning rooms in the description of this video afterwards. So, and I will give a little bit of explanation about it. So the purpose of this video actually, which came into my mind, is actually to explaining this picture more in bit detail. So there won't be anything to make us doubt about it. Because the video actually feels like more comfortable to explaining about. So in every session we had in the past several months, I was always explaining and insisting on always start with fundamentals and basics of Microsoft Cloud technologies whenever or when you are switching from a different role or you are coming totally from a different background. So this is really important because with fundamentals, when you start, you have a great understanding of that platform. Either it is an IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, or any kind of technology. But starting with basics and fundamentals, especially from Microsoft Learn, which all the training paths, learning paths are totally free for you, and you can just register, create a profile in there, and start to customize your learning journey with Azure, with M365, Power Platform, Dynamics, or security, compliance, and identity, which we can see here in this picture. I also got questions regarding .NET ASP certifications, which is mainly related to MCSA, MCSE certifications, and those certifications got retired by Microsoft. And so, what Microsoft supports now, or having as a certification and exams you can take, all explained in this picture. So the goal is to continue with role-based certifications and then gain a specialty in one of those roles. So all of us, we are working as an administrator, as a junior, mid-year, senior, architect, scientist, engineer, and at several points. So each of these role, the technology we are also working differs from each other. For instance, we are working as an AI engineer, AI architect, infrastructure architect, data engineer, data scientist, data architect, data platform architect. So this is really important, staying on one path and having the consistency. And so becoming specialized and making that role as your expertise and not switching from different paths to different paths. Understanding and having a fundamental knowledge of the different technologies would be helpful as a solution architect if you are following that path, if this is the identity or if this is the goal that you want to achieve. But following different paths and having a goal of becoming specialized in all of them will make you confused. And mixing all those technologies and especially separating time between those different learning paths will also Not either will make you confused, and also will have the feeling of tired and not trying to, or not having the motivation to continue the path anymore. So I always recommend stay on one path. Always start with fundamentals. So as you can see here in this picture, so starting with AZ900 is always recommended for all of the cloud technologies that you want to learn and you want to start as a journey with Microsoft cloud technologies. So starting with AZ900 will give you a great understanding of private public cloud methodologies and the concepts and what are the differences and how can you configure them, how can you secure them, what are your responsibilities, what are the cloud service provider responsibilities, what is shared responsibility. So with AZ900 you will learn all of them, and not just learning the fundamentals about the concepts and cloud concepts, you will also learn about the basic resources and having a great understanding of the Azure as a platform and seeing that picture in your mind. So how Azure works, how the connection works, how's the structure, how's the hierarchy, and what are subscriptions, what are resource groups, what is resource, and how we can connect to the environment with PowerShell over the portal, how the REST API works with Azure, and so on. And if you're interested, and afterwards, actually, if you're interested to continue a different path, for instance, as we can see here in this picture, Azure Data Fundamentals or Azure AI Fundamentals, then you can start also with that fundamental or having like understanding of those fundamentals and then going and following with just one role-based certifications. Or if you just want to continue with one path, then start with Azure Fundamentals and then take the fundamental exam for the, before the exam, take the learning path, try to have a great comprehension of that technology and understanding have a great understanding of it, for instance data or AI, and then go to Azure Administrator Associate, and then if you're a developer, then go for Azure Developer Associate as a role based, or if you're interested in the security, go for Azure Security Engineer Associate, and so on. Network engineer, AI engineer, data engineer, enterprise data analyst associate. So all of them are role-based certifications. So if you are working in that role, so this is supposed a learning pattern, a certificate for you. So these are about Azure. So as a specialty at the end, after you start with the fundamental and you continue your journey, learning journey, and you took the exam and got the certifications, and then you can take a specialty learning path and then take the certification. For instance, you want to become specialized on Azure Virtual Desktop, so you can continue with that learning path and then taking the exam. And if afterwards you're interested in the different kind of technology categories, because Azure is not limited to one, two, three roles or services. So as you can see in this picture again, we have many roles in the role-based section in the second mid part. So you can also start with other roles, but this is really important again to first finish the first learning path and get the certificate, and then you can switch to the other one. As we can see here, that the same also applies for Dynamics 365. So you will start with fundamentals, and then you choose one role-based certification and a learning path, and then you go for the specialty. Again, for Microsoft 365, you start with MS 900, Microsoft 365 fundamentals, and then you start with one role-based learning journey, and you take the certification and exam, and here we are. An important point, and that is when once we finish our learning journey and we have a great understanding what's happening with that role and that learning journey, and then we want to switch to another role, and we are interested, for instance, in Power Platform, in For instance, going from Azure Administrator Associate to Azure Solution Architect Expert, and then we want to learn about data and we want to take the exam for Azure Data Scientist Associate. And that doesn't mean that we are totally going to give up with the previous path and with previous role or specialty and then start a new role. So this is always recommended. Keep yourself up to date also about the things you learned before. So go and study and go through about fundamentals time to time and read about basics. This is really important that we always remember what's going on with basics, what's going on in the infrastructural and what's going on with the design of the platform. So always to keeping that in mind will be really helpful once we want to switch role or once we want to troubleshoot something or once we want to design and work as an architect or as a solution architect in some projects and that would be actually really helpful in this path. So the same also applies for Power Platform, starting with fundamentals and then choosing one role based. And then again, security, compliance, and identity, SC900, you have a great understanding of the fundamentals, and then you start with a role based certification and to become an administrator. I hope that was helpful. I tried to answer the questions that I've got over the social medias as much as I can. So again, if you have any questions, you can add a comment beneath the video, and I will be always online to answer. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, and I'm also available in there. I will be, as promised, I will be also adding the learning room a link which you can join, which is hosted on Microsoft Learn, and we are all available as Learn Expert to guide you through your Microsoft Azure and Microsoft Cloud technologies journey, and which we are always motivated and we love to continue and help and share knowledge as a passion. And a small explanation about Microsoft Learn. As you know, this is the only central and the richest content ever about Microsoft technologies that you can find. Not only troubleshooting, but also Q&A. You can ask questions, you can answer questions. You can customize your own learning path. There are many different modules that you can follow with your Microsoft Learn profile account. And as much as you follow, as much as you gain skills, you can take certifications afterwards. And the learning rooms, which is part of Microsoft Learn again, so that brings all of us together in a Teams environment, so we can always be in touch and we can share our experience immediately live in a chat, and we can keep in touch always in there if any of us have a good question, because I believe it is an open community that we build and within a learning room, and so that we can share as much as we can, and we can ask questions and share our experiences. Thank you for your time watching this video. We will also have an upcoming event talking more in detail about learning and career path on 3rd September. I will try to share the link for that as well. Thank you and wish you great luck.